This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
Taking in the view tonight, quiet skies and dry roads, but this could all be changing in a major way by tomorrow night with a wintry mix just in time for the new week. It's a Storm Team 6 alert day as we look ahead to a winter storm watch for Sunday. Thanks for joining us here at 11 o'clock. I'm Nicole Griffin in the tracking center with meteorologist Kyle Mounts. Kyle, we really need to enjoy this dry weather while we can because you're tracking some major changes tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going to get pretty active here across central Indiana as we go through the next 24 hours, and we've got two rounds of wintry weather coming our way here. The first is going to arrive Sunday evening, lasting into Monday morning. The next one not far behind that, moving in here Monday afternoon and lingering into Tuesday morning. Could see a wintry mix transitioning to some snow there. Winter storm watch goes into effect tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. goes all the way until Tuesday morning at 7 a.m. You can see it includes areas around Muncie through Indianapolis along I-70 there and back toward the Sullivan area. May see that adjusted here a little bit as we go through the day tomorrow. Right now, though, all is quiet across central Indiana and really the Midwest. We just have the cloudy skies in place and temperatures that are starting to dip down into the 20s in Lafayette. It's 30 right now in Indy with a wind chill of 20. As you head out the door in the morning, not going to have any problems here. Just going to need to layer up a little bit with temperatures starting off the day in the 20s under partly cloudy skies.
All right, Kyle, thank you. The Indianapolis Department of Public Works crews say they're ready to roll if winter weather comes. Starting at 11 a.m. tomorrow, 80 plow truck drivers will work 12-hour shifts to begin pre-treating streets. Once plow trucks start pre-treating the roads, the Indy Snow Force Viewer, an online system which allows people to track plow trucks, will be activated. Remember, you can always call the Mayor's Action Center at 317-327-4622 to report any issues. A family on the west side is trying to figure out how to move forward after a fire destroyed almost everything that they owned and forced them out of their home. The fire happened on Girard Avenue and Speedway. Tonight, RTV6's Graham Hunter is finding out what that family needs to stay warm this holiday season.
Still, it's just not for real to me. I mean, I feel like I'm in a dream.
You can never really be ready.
You never think this would happen to you, and now this is happening.
For the devastation that comes from a house fire.
I kept smelling something that smelled like it was something was burning out of the register vents.
When Mark McCammon investigated the smell Thursday night, he couldn't see any visual signs of a fire.
I just heard a bunch of crackling and popping on the roof here.
He looked outside.
Smoke was pouring out of the roof, and I ran in the house and yelled for my mother that there was a fire.
McCammon got his 74-year-old mother out of the house and called 911, and then he went upstairs.
But I saw fire coming up from the baseboards and tried to come down and get water to put it out, but it was too late. The fire had been smoldering in the walls and in the ceiling for quite a while, I guess.
Firefighters got the fire out, but the home will need extensive repairs that could take 3 months.
Wasn't able to save hardly anything, but what we do, I don't even know where we're going to put that right now until we can get back in the home.
McCammon and his mother rent the home, but he tells me he was in the process of buying it from the owner.
So unfortunately, I didn't have renter's insurance because I assumed that I would have mortgage insurance after this was done.
So he won't be able to recoup anything that was lost.
It's going to be a slow process trying to get that back together. Hopefully I can do it with, before Mother actually gets to come back in and make it home again.
McCammon tells me his mother is battling dementia.
My mother's, it's very difficult for her. She doesn't understand why she can't come home.
And taking care of her is his top priority.
Finding somewhere to stay is tough too at this time, wondering what we're going to do there and trying to get Mother to be taken care of.
McCammon has started a GoFundMe account to try and turn things around.
Please pray for us so that we can get better and get back to normal on this.
Working for you from the west side, Graham Hunter, RTV6.
Graham, thank you. New at 11 o'clock, a popular downtown night spot is about to have its last call. The owners of Ike and Jonesy say they'll close for good after December 31st. The message came in an online posting about their final New Year's Eve party. The statement simply said, all good things must come to an end. Bad news for shoppers in Columbus. Kohl's will be closed tomorrow and will remain closed likely until early next week. Take a look at this mess here. The Columbus Fire Department says a faulty sprinkler was activated and water started spraying out from the ceiling near the cashier area of the store. This eventually caused the ceiling to collapse and the water drenched the merchandise by the registers. Columbus Fire says the entrance was flooded with about a half-inch of water. Firefighters were able to turn off the water flow, but now, as you see, there's a big mess to clean up. At least 5 of the Democratic presidential candidates may need to head back to Washington for the Senate impeachment trial of President Trump, taking them away from the campaign trail. Here's ABC's Rachel Scott with the latest.
The historic vote on articles of impeachment against President Trump took less than 10 minutes.
Adjourned. The House Judiciary Committee has voted articles of impeachment against the president for abuse of power and obstruction of Congress.
Every Democrat voting for impeachment, aye. Every Republican against.
No.
The charges now go to the full House for a vote, expected on Wednesday, then on to a trial in the Republican-controlled Senate.
It will become the business of the Senate after the first of the year. Senators will all be in their chairs, including those running for president.
Those 5 senators will have to take a break from campaigning and return to Washington just weeks before the Iowa caucuses. I spoke with one voter in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, who says she supports impeaching the president.
The current president, is not good for our country right now. I feel that way personally.
She and other Democratic voters expressed concern over the division in Washington and across the country.
I think that we need to settle down, forget our differences, and concentrate on what we have in common.
We aren't red or blue states. We are the United States, and we all have to be united. And a house divided cannot stand.
The 7 Democrats who qualified for the 6th presidential debate scheduled for this coming Thursday will not participate if an ongoing labor dispute is not resolved, all announcing they will not cross the union's picket line. Rachel Scott, ABC News, Pittsburgh.
Rachel, thank you. New tonight, there's word President Trump is preparing to announce a long-awaited drawdown of troops in Afghanistan. A senior administration official says the announcement could come as early as next week. But the official said the exact timing remains in flux and would involve about 4,000 troops. Currently, between 12 and 13,000 U.S. troops are serving in the 18-year war. Tonight, dozens of families in Hamilton County no longer have to figure out how to put presents under their tree this Christmas. It's all thanks to a local charity and hundreds of volunteers who spent their Saturday giving back. Tables full of toys and hundreds of volunteers spent their Saturday shopping and wrapping gifts.
Today we have started at 6 o'clock this morning with specific shopping lists for about 248 people in 38 families.
Katie Tureen and her family who live in Fishers delivered gifts last year for the Secret Families Christmas charity, but this year they wanted to do even more.
My girls and I got up at 5 o'clock and went to the Meijer in Noblesville and started shopping around 6. And we shopped for a few families, then we came here and started wrapping for families too.
It's fun to help other people have Christmases.
The Secret Families Christmas charity started back in 2004 in Muncie.
I frequently say we're changing lives, and some of those are the families that we serve.
But since then, it's expanded from Delaware County to 6 other counties, including Hamilton County.
The misconception I think that we deal with is that if you live in Hamilton County, you're affluent. And that is assuredly not the case.
According to the charity, there are 12,000 people living below the poverty line in Hamilton County and more than 10,000 children receiving free or reduced lunch at school. They take referrals from local schools and spend about $550 per family.
There's lots of people that move here just because they want to have good schools, safe communities for their kids, even though it might be harder for them to pay for everything, so they still have needs that aren't met. So it's nice for us to be able to help give back to those families.
In order to make it all possible, Wasson Nursery and Fishers opened their doors to the charity and more than 300 volunteers on Saturday.
Part of our goal as a family business is just to give back to the community, and it's just fun. It's just fun to see all the volunteers.
Once the gift wrapping was complete, they loaded up the vans and began delivering the presents to local families waiting for their arrival.
This is our Christmas because the pleasure is in watching these families receive the gifts. Truly, the delivery is where the emotion happens. happens, but we take our secret name very seriously, so we will not put our families in a situation of being embarrassed or judged.
My favorite part is delivering, seeing the joy on people's face when you bring them all the gifts, and seeing them feel like someone cares about them that's not just their family.
This one-day event takes weeks of planning, fundraising, and support from the community to show every family in need that they are loved this holiday season. The charity estimates it spent $19,000 today. The event also brought Christmas trees to those families who didn't have one. Coming up on the news at 11, uncovering new pieces of the puzzle. What investigators are learning about the suspects in a string of deadly shootings. A porch pirate did something unusual. Not only did they steal something, they also left a thank you note. Well, the victim has a little message of her own for that person and others who try to steal. Kyle.
And that snow will start falling tomorrow evening and go through much of the night. I'll let you know how much it'll all add up to. You're watching RTV6 News at 11.
Pound zero deposit, zero first month, and zero due at signing.
This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
The latest now on the New Jersey shootings investigation. The FBI recovered a white van with a possible connection to the case. This comes as another victim is being laid to rest. More now from Stephanie Ramos.
The FBI has recovered this 2001 white Ford van, possibly connected to the Jersey City shootings this past Tuesday. Authorities believe 47-year-old David Anderson and 50-year-old Francine Graham lived in the van after being evicted from their apartment. Police believe the two were members of the Black Israelites, an anti-Semitic group. New Jersey lawmakers met with religious leaders on Friday.
Come together and find as much common ground as we possibly can so that light wins out over darkness.
Authorities say Anderson and Graham are prime suspects in connection with the murder of an Uber driver in Bayonne. Michael Roomberger's body was found December 7th in the trunk of his car. He had been shot in the head. His family is still pleading for answers.
I'm just really upset the fact that they're not here and I can't even get any answers to anything.
New York Police Detective Joe Seals, investigating that murder, encountered the suspects at this cemetery. Authorities say Anderson and Graham killed the officer before driving a mile to this Jewish market. 3 people inside that store were also killed. Owner Mindy Ferenz and customer Moshe Deutsch, members of the Jewish Orthodox community. Their funerals were both held on Wednesday. The community gathering this evening to remember the 3rd victim, Douglas Miguel Rodriguez, who came to the United States from Ecuador 3 years ago. Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, New York.
Stephanie, thank you. Package theft isn't uncommon this time of year, but a Minnesota woman not only found herself victimized by a porch pirate, she also got a snarky note from the thief. The note thanked Hillary Smith for letting them steal her package, and it was signed by the new owner of your package.
I do appreciate a nicely crafted thank you note, but this is ridiculous. I was angry and confused and quite flabbergasted that somebody would actually leave a thank you note when they steal a package.
Smith immediately posted the thank you note on social media. Police now want to know if anyone else in St. Paul received a note like that. Smith now has a decoy package on her porch, and inside, let's just say, it's a little gift from her dog. I gotta love that. Well, stories about porch pirates may have you thinking about gifting a video doorbell or buying one for yourself. Annie Taylor looks at the top options.
Just being able to see my surroundings and outside and what's going on when I'm not capable of always looking out front.
Safety and security is #1 for Mom Haley McDonald. She runs a business out of her home. Haley receives packages nearly every day. And with package theft happening more frequently, Haley decided to purchase a video doorbell.
Someone's at the front door.
The biggest benefit of a video doorbell is simply peace of mind.
Dan Raklowski with Consumer Reports says if you're thinking about buying a video doorbell, there are 4 top options, all offering different features. First up, the Google Nest Hello, selling for around $229.
The Google Nest Hello offers the fastest response time. That means the time it takes from when someone presses the doorbell or motion is detected to when you get an alert on your smartphone.
Next, the WiseNet Cam D1, also selling for around $229.
Offers the best video quality of any of the models we've seen, which, very important if you want to see who's snooping around.
And the August Doorbell Cam Pro offers a feature that most do not.
It offers what's called color night vision. So usually when you see night vision, it'll be in black and white. But this model, it has a built-in floodlight, so it lights up whoever's there at the door, which is kind of nice, and will give you a cleaner video in the dark.
But if you don't have a doorbell, Ring Doorbell 2 for $129 will be your best option because it's battery-powered.
It's one of the few doorbells you can buy that has a built-in battery, and that's great because not all homes have doorbell wiring.
Both Dan and Haley say if you're considering purchasing a video doorbell and want to store the video that's recorded off your device, there is a monthly fee, typically charging around $5 to $10 a month to store.
It always feels good just to feel so comfortable at your house and just to know what's going on.
I'm Annie Taylor reporting.
It's the one night when hockey fans are encouraged to throw things onto the rink. It was the 5th annual Teddy Bear Toss at the Indiana Farmers Coliseum. Fans were invited to bring stuffed animals to the game, and then, as you can see, threw them onto the ice when the Indy Fuel scored their first goal. The toys were collected and will be added to the RTV6 toy drive, so we'd like to thank everyone who participated. And by the way, the Fuel says they collected a record 6,624 stuffed animals tonight. And if you were at that game tonight, you got to see a pretty spectacular show of talent from one of our very own, Amanda Starantino. Not everyone knows this, but Amanda skated competitively when she was younger and still loves being out on the ice. She paired up with Indy Fuel mascot Nitro to skate and get people pumped for the Teddy Bear Toss. Amazing job, Amanda. I know she's been practicing very hard. Look at her go.
She's still got it.
She does. She looks beautiful.
She's got Nitro, not knowing
I know, he's
what's
just like
going
kind of
on.
standing there like,
in amazement.
Oh, you go around me, Amanda.
That's right. All right, well, we may not have a whole lot of ice, but we're certainly going to have some snow coming our way here, and possibly a couple rounds of it. Right now in downtown, all is nice and quiet on Monument Circle. We've got 30 degrees, and you can see several cars going around checking out the Circle of Lights tonight. Still that west breeze around 15 miles per hour, sending the wind chills into the 20s, and overnight our actual temperature will land right around 20 degrees in most spots. 21 in Indy, 21 in Bloomington, and 22 for you in Richmond. May actually start off our Sunday with a little bit of sunshine here, but it will quickly give way to more cloud cover. Temperatures still in the middle to upper 20s as we go into the noon hour, and then lower to middle 30s tomorrow. So noticeably cooler than what we enjoyed today, where temperatures made their way into the 40s. Tomorrow, just 33 in Danville, right at the freezing mark for you in Noblesville, and Columbus at 36 degrees. So much of the day is going to be quiet as those clouds roll back in here. Once we get to around 6 o'clock in the evening, we start to see the snow rolling back in, especially along and south of Interstate 70 for us, and then it will continue to lift to the north by 9 o'clock in the evening around Crawfordsville through Hamilton County, along I-70 into the Richmond area, and you can see some of the heavier snow falling near and south of Interstate 70, and it will continue through much of Monday night, but it does look like the bulk of the snow will finish falling by the time we get into the Monday morning drive. That should certainly help crews get out there to treat some of the roadways here, but still could have a few snow showers left over. As far as snow potential, looks like we're going to see a sharp cutoff to the north here of less than an inch, say around Lafayette, Tipton, and areas to the north. Logansport may not see much at all. The rest of central Indiana, about 1 to 3 inches of snow. Certainly could have some pockets out there by Monday morning where we do see between 3 and 4 inches of snowfall. Then we get a little bit of a break Monday morning. Temperatures will make their way just above the freezing mark, but then we've got a wintry mix that comes our way going into Monday afternoon. That lingers into Monday night and Tuesday morning, and the track of that one's still a little bit in question as well. Some of the models taking it mainly over south southeastern areas, but we could see parts of the state getting another 1 to 3 inches of snow again Monday night into Tuesday. So there's the potential 2 to 6 inches of snow here over the next couple of days. But again, I think there's going to be some melting between those two events, so I don't think we're going to see all that on the ground at one time. But certainly keep up to date here through the weekend on the RTV6 and the free Storm Shield app as well. 7-day planning forecast for you, and once we get the snow out of here early in the day on Tuesday, it is cold. 29 for the high Tuesday afternoon, just 28 Wednesday after starting off in the teens. But again, it's a pretty quick blast of colder air. We're back into the lower 40s Friday and next Saturday.
At least people have time to kind of plan ahead knowing this is coming.
Yeah, you got tomorrow's a weekend day, so make sure that you've got all those winter supplies ready to go.
All right. Thank you, Kyle. Well, coming up on the news at 11, cops and kids hit the store aisles. The shopping trip, that's a big deal on so many levels.
For more info, go to ChristmasNightsOfLights.com.
Tonight, a Metro police officer shot and attacked 7 months ago has not been cleared to return to duty. While he recovers from his injuries, he joined dozens of area law enforcement officers in an annual act of community giving. Our Rafael Sanchez reports.
A record 350 families are benefiting from the Indy FOP Shop with a Cop.
Oh, Merry Christmas to you, too.
Officer Eric Rosenbaum wanted to be here. He's still recovering after being shot and attacked on the job in May.
A lot of times when we come into contact with people, it's not on the best terms or, could be the worst day of their life. But being able to do something like this, it's rejuvenating not only for us, but for the kids to be able to come together.
We've got some snow pants and we've got...
Children too young to attend or in foster care had officers as their personal shoppers, filling clothing and toy requests at the Meijer on Southport Road.
Every year it keeps multiplying, and I think what happens is people see the smiles on the kids' faces. They hear the stories from our officers and the impact that it has on them.
Each child that went shopping with an officer also packed one of these boxes of food now being wrapped. Each box will go to a senior in need this holiday season.
Unconditional love for them and their families is the best gift we could give someone this time of year.
After shopping, kids took a ride with their officer to Life Point Church for lunch and to play. A snapshot of a day built on the generosity of giving. Working for you in Indianapolis, Rafael Sanchez, RTV6.
Rafael, thank you. The kids in attendance today packed 100 boxes to be distributed by the Midwest Food Bank. Officers will pass out gifts to children unable to attend today's event. We'll be right back after this break with a final check of your forecast.
Test drive at Honda of Fishers.
December graduation ceremonies are being held this weekend. 261 University of Indianapolis students walked across the stage this morning for the commencement ceremony. The University of Indianapolis president encouraged students today to continue giving back to the community as they follow their careers and put the school's motto, Education for Service, into practice. Congratulations. It's the Colts and Saints on Monday Night Football right here on RTV6. Our countdown to kickoff show begins at 7:30. Sports Director Dave First, Brad Brown, and former Colts Ryan Deem will discuss the big matchup. The Colts and Saints will kick off at 8:15. It's all Monday night right here on RTV6. And we have some snow coming our way, Kyle.
Yeah, and again, much of our Sunday is going to be quiet and chilly with temperatures in the 30s, but then as we get into the evening, that's when the snow will overspread the area. Much of central Indiana could see about 1 to 3 inches of snow by Monday morning. Couple pockets of 4 inches not out of the question. Then as we go Monday afternoon into Tuesday morning, another system that could bring another 1 to 3 inches of snow, and then it turns a little bit colder.
All right, a busy couple days for those snowplows.
For sure.
All right, Kyle, thank you, and thank you for joining us. Have a great night.